So hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my current favourites video, or should I say like festive favourites. So if you're in the mood for some Christmassy goodness, then keep watching. So, I don't know what that intro was, I'm so sorry, but I don't have time to film it again. This is my favourites and I love filming these, as you know. I have a whole array of stuff like laid out in front of me, and do you know, I'm starting to realise something. If you followed me for a long time, you will have heard me say so many times, I'm a bit of a seasonal haul. I celebrate every season, I love every season, but I feel like if there was a season that was to embody me and my character, I think that if I had to pick one, I probably am a Christmas girly. And actually, and I feel like this may surprise people, I think autumn may be my least favourite season. I love it for the kids, and I love, you know, a lot of the things that I do in my home are to help me adjust throughout the seasons, and I try and find the joy in the everyday. So, you know, there might be a pumpkin cushion, there might be a few more fairy lights, etc, etc. But like with Christmas, I think that I really appreciate the meaning behind it. I really appreciate like how people come together. I love gifting and doing things for people, so that really fills my cup. And I love all the festive treats and the things on the telly and this, that and the other. It just brings me joy. And then spring and summer are just, like spring, I feel excited and I am ready for spring. And I adore summer, but with autumn, I always feel a little pang of what I've left behind in the other half of the year. I don't know if that's usual or not, because I feel like everyone loves autumn, but autumn is my least favourite. Anyway, I might ruffle a few feathers there. I still love you, my autumn girlies, my Halloween girlies, my fall girlies. I'm just like, let's agree to be different, do you know what I mean? Anyway, that was a weird intro, sorry about that, not sure what's going on. To be honest, I'm frazzled. It's the run up to Christmas. I've got 3 kids, so of course I'm frazzled. I was really, really busy work-wise and stuff, and I really wanted to sit down and film this because there are things here that I feel like you should try or you might like, and I want to share them, so get ready. We're going to start with treats. Foodie things, and the first thing, I feel like if you've not tried these, I mean, where have you been? Where have you been? These bad boys, the M&S peppermint bark cookies. Just looking at them, they are naughty little things. And you know what, from a perspective as like, you know, a mother from a family of 5, there are 5 cookies in this pack. Do you know how rare that is? Most cookies I buy normally seems to be a pack of 4. Who's not getting a cookie? It's me. It's me that's not getting a cookie because I've got the least like sweet tooth. But these are so delicious. I know they have the gingerbread and white chocolate ones, which every time I go I want to try them. But 2 things put me off. The first thing is that there's always less of these left, which say that these are better in my personal opinion. It's like market research, you can just tell from the shelf situation. But then also, I don't actually like gingerbread that much, but I do like white chocolate. I need someone to tell me, are they like ginger nut or are they more like biscoffy, you know, that cinnamony, gingery kind of Christmas biscuit, or are they very, very ginger? If someone could let me know if you tried them, I would be really grateful, because they're like £3.75 or something. I'm not going to buy 2 bags of cookies at the same time. I can't do that. I cannot do that. But I love them. If you've not tried them yet, they're so worth trying to get your hands on, especially like it's a Friday when I'm filming this. You know, when you get like a few little sweet treats in for the weekend, it's that kind of energy, and they are a great choice. Speaking of Friday, I shared this like on my shorts or my reels or my TikTok, depending on where you watch my like short form content. It's been everywhere, and it was just a little Aldi haul of things that I'd spotted, and this was one of them because I'd seen it doing the rounds on social media, and I will always quite gladly try a recommendation, especially if it's from Aldi, because I know that the price point isn't going to be too painful. But this is the Cremant Jura. It's made from like a Chardonnay grape, and it is honestly absolutely delicious. It is crisp, light, fluffy, airy. It's not too, you know, sometimes when you drink a Prosecco or a carbonated wine of sorts and it can be a bit tangy and a bit almost bitter, this is not that. It is absolutely delicious. It's so, so good. This is what I had last weekend, and I have one of these really, really good wine stoppers. It's really good. It does keep the fizz in. Perhaps not as good as it is when it's first open, but I'm kind of hoping that when I open this later, it's still nice. Please still be nice. I have bought another bottle of it, but I couldn't drink anymore. It was one of those where like I didn't fancy anymore, so I just put the stopper in it and we'll see how we get on. Because I try not to drink during the week just because I haven't really got like the energy for that anymore because I'm old, okay? But this is really worth picking up. I prefer this to champagne myself, but I've never really been a big champagne fan. I really, really like the crispness of this and how fresh it is, and I really, really like it. That is something that I'm so glad that the hype was real over, if that makes sense. Another thing I was just really happy to see, because I've not been able to find these for ages, and I've definitely included these in my favourites before, are the baked sesame pretzel thins. Now, you'll remember when these had like old packaging, it was like kind of like a warm yellowy colour they used to be in, and there were these ones which are the sesame pretzel thins with like salt on, and then there were like some onion ones, but I think they've still got, but these were my absolute favourite. And then when they repackaged, they only brought 2 flavours back. Every shop I went to, every M&S, I went into 4 different ones that were local to me and could never find them again, so stopped buying them, along with the giant corn. What happened to the giant corn? What happened? Because that stuff was beautiful. Anyway, they're back again, at least for me anyway. I've not seen them for ages, and they are so delicious. And these, what a pairing of a Friday night. You're thinking, do you know what, sod it, I'm gonna order a takeaway, but while I wait, Cremant de Jura and sesame pretzel thins. Really, really good. I love food at this time of year. It excites me. And then the final foodie, drinky favourite, you already know what I'm going to show you. If you've watched my videos for even like a few years, you will know Charlotte's got the Chambord out again, because this is the drink that don't my nails look great? Look at them. Oh, they're a favourite too. They're beautiful. I'm so happy with them. Anyway, this is the drink that I will just forever associate with Christmas. I normally add it to Prosecco. I wouldn't add it to my Cremant because I just feel like that is beautiful on its own, but this can really zhuzh up a bottle of Prosecco that is like on the cheaper side and you want to be a bit festive. So I'll get like a flute or a coupe glass, and I will like add a splash of this, a bit like you're making a cordial, to be honest. Splash of this at the bottom, top it with Prosecco, and then sometimes if I'm feeling particularly fancy, I'll drop a raspberry in there because it is a raspberry liqueur. Honestly, I love this stuff so much, and Mark every year for Christmas, I really hope he does it this year because I'd be gutted if he doesn't, because it just won't be the same, but he always buys me a giant one. You can get like one that's like this big, like the size of my head with like the knob on top, and I love it. I will never ever forget it, and I think that I don't want to get upset because it's a lovely memory, and I've told this before, but if you knew, may I tell you this memory? Can I share it with you again? And my old favourites, I hope you will just give me like a minute to tell it, but I lost my granddad a couple of years ago in January, and I miss him very, very dearly. But one of the last get-togethers that we had as a family, Christmas ham day, which you don't really do anymore ever since sort of granddad's passed. My parents have never hosted it since. I really miss it, but like, I don't know if that's why, I'm not really sure, but it's the sort of thing you don't push, do you? But we were all getting together, the ham was out, the drinks were flowing, and Mark was like, I'm gonna go and get another drink, do you want me to get you one? And I was chatting in another room and I was like, oh yeah, will you top me up with another Chambord and Prosecco? And he was like, yeah, I'll be back in a sec. So he goes in the kitchen and like people are chatting away in there. My granddad, in his later like year, like couple of years really, he was very, very out of breath, so he'd be sat down a lot. And he was sat down, my parents used to have like a breakfast nook type thing in their kitchen. and it was near the worktops at the side, which was where the Chambord was, and Mark was pouring it and just sort of like doing his thing. Everyone was chatting away, and then he hears a voice and he goes, no, she likes more than that. And Mark goes, oh, what, sorry, Graham. And it was my granddad, and he was like, yeah, I've been watching her, she likes more than that. And he was like, just put a bit more in. So Mark put a bit more in, and Granddad was like, yeah, that's it. And then he tops it up with Prosecco, and he was like, oh, thanks, Graham, because she loves this stuff. And he walked away and brought it to me, and that is a memory that Mark shared with me. So Mark said, like, so now every time I make it in my head, I just call it the Graham. So that's what is stuck, and that's like a memory for me that's like, sorry, I feel like sad, but I'm not, I'm fine. It's just like, it's a happy memory. And like, the thing that always gets me with it is that, like, I know that my granddad saw me. Do you know what I mean? You know, like when someone like recognises something in a moment and like sees you and, you know, wants it to be perfect for you. I just always think that's a lovely memory. So for me, when I have this now, it's like way more than just really nice fizzy raspberry Prosecco, and it's a great festive drink. Sorry for the emotion. It's Christmas heightens grief. It's a bit, you know, it's a double-edged sword. Anyway, we're gonna move on. That's all my festive treats. So if you need a treat, go and spoil yourself because you deserve it. But we're going to move on now to, should we do beauty? Because you always seem to like beauty when I show beauty. I'm going to start with a random one then, because I feel like this is still, it's still beautiful, or a part of your beauty routine, I find. There is no way to make this sound more exciting than it is. It's a mouthwash. I will give you a moment to sit there and think about that. But I have seen so many people recommending this, and I will say it's definitely on the pricier side for mouthwash. But I've even seen dentists, like UK dentists, US dentists, who are like on TikTok and stuff, and they will rate mouthwashes in terms of like how effective they are and what they do for your oral health, etc, etc. And this one always comes so well recommended. It's the Breath Company one, dentist formulated. I have the fresh one, and it is clinically shown to fight bad breath for 12 hours. It says non-burning. It's called Invigorating Icy Mint for a reason though, because it's definitely one of those where it's like, why is it spicy? Because that's what it feels like. Like my kids are like, Jesus Christ. And it also says it's powered by oxygen, which, I mean, anyway. I got it on Amazon, definitely more on the pricier side, and at the moment I have got Listerine just because it was £2.50, and you know, that's a bargain. This was about like £5 or £6 when I bought it, but this is superior and I really like it. And like, I would even go as to say, if somebody bought me a bottle of this for Christmas, I'd be like, score. But that's because I'm old and sad now. But I really do recommend that. Next thing, the second one of these that I picked up. I love Treacle Moon. Mark loves Treacle Moon actually as well. He always says that like, he likes like the men smelling stuff, but he always says like, he likes the different smells of things, and I don't blame him, because do you always just want to smell like aftershave, or would you like to smell baked cinnamon swirl in your shower at this time of year? Because I know what I would choose. This, it says, the scent was like a hug from a good friend and a feeling that everything would turn out all right. And do you know what, at this time of year, I feel like I need that kind of vibe, let's be honest. It smells like baked goods, and I love a gourmand scent. I always think that they are just so delectable, and I love that comforting smell. So this for me is just the best sort of shower gel you can get at the moment, and it's no more than like a couple of quid if that, and you get a nice big bottle and you can pick it up most places, and I really recommend. They have loads. They have a Snow Fairy dupe from Lush. They have like a winter berry one, which is a bit more berry cinnamon. I think they've got like a gingerbread one as well, but you just have to be careful. Like, it's whatever shop you go in, it's a bit of a potluck, but Boots always stock it. Waitrose, I think Tesco does as well, but they're a great little buy, and I can really recommend that. It's so nice in the shower. And then the next thing, I am typically I love fake tan in the summer, because for me personally, if I'm getting more skin out, I prefer my skin to be bronzed, because I just naturally feel more confident that way. However, I will admit that I think I am more harmonious at this time of year, where I'm perhaps less tanned because I think it actually suits my features and my colour season and stuff better. I always have to bring colour season up, but honestly it's been a game changer for me in terms of like my confidence in dressing myself and yada yada yada. But what I will say is that there are still times at the moment where I still want to have a slight glow and a bit of warmth to my skin, and I do notice at this time of year that my hands get quite pink and red when it's cold, and I really don't like that look. I look like an angry lobster lady. So I've been using just like Gradual tans, and it encourages me to stay moisturised, which I'm always really bad at. I'm so bad at moisturising my body because I'm always in a rush, and I feel like by the time I've showered, I don't want to faff around rubbing things into me. Whereas this, I can be encouraged to do it because I know it's going to be a benefit. So this is the Dove one. I always get the medium to dark in whatever version of fake tan I get. I also really like the Bondi Sands Gradual Tanner, which is the bright blue bottle, and I've finished this, but I've kept the bottle. I've kept a few bottles of things this time because these are empty, and the next thing I'm going to show you is empty. I really like it. I think it's great, and it just gives me that little like boost of confidence without me feeling like I've got to do a full-on fake tan routine, because it fades gradually. I don't get that like tiger breadiness, and it's really like low maintenance, but it gives me high maintenance results. Like I just feel better about myself, so I can just really recommend that. And it's a nice one, this one, because you just pick it up with your weekly shopper or something like that. And then the other empty that I've got is a perfume, and I have to say, I've told you this before, I'm big on scents, and I've always been like that, so I like nice smells. Daisy and I both have an extremely strong sense of smell that has like been proven by other family members. Like Mark cannot get over like how he can smell stuff that he just can't, and the boys just can't. I never know if that's like part of having like a cleft palate or something. I really don't know, but we can smell things before anybody else can, and it's a blessing and a curse in some instances. But smells have always been such a big part of my life. I love like my home to smell nice. I'm very conscious if I smell nice. Like I put on perfume like a couple of times a day just because I like to make sure that I'm like at my freshest and all of that. But as such, I have a lot of perfumes, like lower budget, higher budget, like, and when I say I have a lot, I've had perfumes that I've had for years. I keep them in a cool dark place. I don't leave them in sunlight, and I'm quite happy to still use them while they're still in a bottle. But this one is the first one that I have whizzed through in ages, and now I really miss, and I think Mark's got it me for Christmas. I really hope he has, but I think he has, because I was like showing him a few things, and I want to try the intense version next, and I think that might be the one he's got me, but it's Prada Paradox. So I have the original one. I only have a 30ml bottle. Firstly, it sits like this, and it looks beautiful on like your nightstand or wherever you keep your perfumes, and I have absolutely loved it to the point that there is nothing left, and I'm really sad about it. It's like nothing that I don't feel like there's anything else that's similar to this. I think it's really unique. There's definitely a muskiness to it, which I really enjoy, and maybe the slightest scent of vanilla, but there's also this like warmth, and I think it may be jasmine in this one, and like a little hint of spice, but it's so nice, and it feels really womanly and grown up, and when I put it on, it makes me feel sexy. So I'm so excited to try the intense version just to see which one I prefer. And then I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I am absolutely sure I'm gonna love it, and I'm quite happy to take a gamble on like having something different, at least if that's the one he's got me. If he's got me the same one, I already know I'm gonna be over the moon. But it's one of those where like it's a really nice opportunity to like try something new. But if you want to try perfume, or you have had someone asking you like what can I get you, or what can I put money towards, go and have a sniff of this in like Boots or John Lewis or Selfridges or wherever it is that you go, because it is so nice. It's so nice, and I'm really missing it now at this season, because this is what I would love to wear at the moment, but alas, there is none left. And then the other beauty bits I've got, I'm gonna try and go through this really quickly, but I always feel like I'm already on 20 minutes or something, so it's mental. You already know that I'm a big fan of the Rode pocket blushes. I have 3 now, and they are honestly my ride or die. I have not bought or worn a different type of blush since I first got one, which was in January this year, for my birthday, and it was honestly, like, the second I tried it on, I was like, right, this is it. I can't wear anything else now. And they give me such a nice glow. They blend really nicely. Admittedly, at the moment, I'm probably not giving you the greatest example of like perfect makeup because it's knocking on in the day. And I'm quite tired and it's Friday and I've not retouched anything for the purpose of this video. It's nearly 3 o'clock. But they are just so lovely. They give such a nice glow to the skin and I always feel like I look really fresh and healthy when I've got them on. I absolutely love the brand, at least what I've tried of it. And when I bought myself the third blush that I have, so I have Toasted Teddy, which is the latest one, Tan Lines, and then the original one, which is probably still my favourite, is Sleepy Girl. I decided that I wanted to try the other viral product that they have, and it is the Road Glazing Milk. I only bought the small one because I wanted to test it out and just see if it was worth it. And I absolutely love this stuff. When it says glazing milk, I feel like there couldn't have been a better name to describe it because it is so milky and hydrating and soft on your skin. If you tried it, you'll know what I mean. It is so nice on the skin, isn't it? It just drinks it up and it's so smoothing and it's such a great base, and especially at this time of year when your skin gets naturally drier with the cold weather, I'll like shower, moisturise upstairs, come down and then put this on before I start my makeup, and my skin is like, and then I just feel like my base as a result glows like a lot more nicely. And I would love to get this, like if I get money for Christmas or my birthday, I would definitely purchase like the bigger size because I just think it's so worth it. And then the final two things are just like if you wanted some suggestions, because again they're quite like this time of year themed. I mean, this is an all-rounder, but these lip balms from Boots are brilliant. So I don't know if I've shared this before, but this is the Vanilla Glossy Lip Balm. What I love about this is that it's not sticky at all, and you also don't have to pay like 15 quid for the privilege. It's so moisturising. They're slightly tinted. This has a slight, very, very faint brown tint, you know, vanilla-esque, but it doesn't really change the colour of your lip that much, this one, but there are others that have a bit more pigment to them. It was only a few quid, and I just find that I'm reaching for this because naturally at this time of year I do have drier lips, so it's been really helpful. I've loved that. And then you already know that I love the Sashi Beauty. I have the lip stain. This is the eyeshadow stain, and it's like a glittery pigment. It's very similar to Steela's Kitten. You know when Steela had the paint pots? And it's so pretty. I have it on my eyes right now, but as I've said, I don't think I'm giving the best representation. Videos first thing in the morning are always a little bit better. Let me see if I can get this to focus. And you see that there? So it has a really pretty gentle shimmer, which at this time of year I just think is perfect. And I've been swiping it on my lid with a bit of brown eyeliner and then just brown mascara. And I feel like it's, if you look close enough, I'm a little bit jazzy, and under certain lights it's like, oh, there's a little bit of glitter there, but it's not like, whoa, intense. And I really like that. I really like that brand in general. I have not stopped buying that lip stain. I think that's probably one of my like 2025 favourites. And then final bits, I just want to show you two things that I picked up today at a charity shop, because I know that you can't replicate these, but just a shout out to charity shops, and also like thrifting, and like you can even thrift like little gifts and stuff at this time of year if you're putting it as part of something. These are for me because they are two things that, one of them I've actually lusted after over the summer and never managed to find one, but as you know I'm really into my gardening, and I really wanted a little basket for when I do my cut flowers, because I grew a lot of like dahlias and cosmos and I can't even reel them all off right now. My brain is gone. I grew a lot of things this year. But I was just like taking them out and like carrying them around in like a bucket or something. And I always wanted one of these little baskets just to put my cut flowers in. £2. And it's beautiful and it's really nicely made, and I just feel like, do you know what? I'm manifesting a beautiful spring and summer in my pretty dresses, picking some flowers, and that's going to be a nice thing to look forward to, so I need to keep that saved. And then this was £2.50, which is this beautiful wooden cake stand. Can we just take a second to appreciate how gorgeous this is? this is absolutely stunning to me. I can't think of anything better that I could do to it. I wouldn't dare paint it. I think it's stunning. And what I love these stands for, I have quite a few stands in my kitchen to like elevate certain things and add like a bit of character and decor on. Obviously you could use it if you were hosting. It'd be great if you like made a cake over the Christmas season and all of that, but I love like putting things like candles and like little Christmas decorations on, and you can put it in the middle of your island or the middle of the table, and I just think that this is perfect. And these only cost me £4.50, and that is the beauty of, like, you know, somebody else's trash is your treasure, and I really enjoy picking them up. And then finally, I've just got one thing to discuss. I'll do that at the end, and then these are like 2 books. So I'm in the middle of this one at the moment. I just thought I would recommend this if you want a Christmas book. It's Sarah Morgan, and it's All Together for Christmas, and I really enjoy, if I do get a moment, just being able to switch my brain off and have a Christmas book, because I, as you know, struggle with anxiety, and one of the things I struggle with the most is turning my brain off and relaxing. I have this real sense of fear and flight over relaxing. I feel like I'm not allowed to, and I don't know where that mentality comes from at all, but I'm really conscious of helping myself slow down. That's never something that I struggled with until I started struggling with my mental health. I've always been an avid bookworm and never struggled to read, but I really have to actively try now. So I know that festive books at this time of year can really encourage me just to stop for a second for myself, because, you know, us mums deserve to have a break too. So this one I'm really loving. And then the other one I picked up is Philippa Ashley, All We Want for Christmas. And the thing that caught my eye about this one is that it's set in the Lake District, which is a place that I've visited quite a lot and have a bit of a soft spot for. So I was quite happy to find something that was more, you know, like when you find something in a book or you watch a film or a program or something and it's like local to you, and it just makes you enjoy it all that more, or like it's somewhere that you have a lot of fond memories of. I just feel like you're able to embrace the book or whatever you're watching a lot more easily. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this and starting this. I really hope that I can make myself do that, because I think I deserve it. And then the Wild series by Elsie Silver, I mentioned this last time. I've nearly finished the last one in that series. She has so many more books, and I have really enjoyed listening to audiobooks and listening to her stuff in particular. Part of it is slightly filthy, yeah, but you know what, like, I think we would all be daft if we didn't like admit that along with romance also comes sex and love and all that fun stuff. I have thoroughly enjoyed listening to them. I've listened to them at the gym, I listen to them when I'm walking the dog, I've listened to them when I'm putting laundry away a lot, and I listen to them when I'm cleaning. Turn it on, stick this in my back pocket, comes through my hearing aids, which are basically like permanent AirPods because I'm like half robot, and I will just do all my cleaning as I go, and I'm listening to some either very romantic scenes or some quite saucy ones, but it has genuinely made my life better, and I'm very much here for that. And yeah, that is all of the items. And then one final thing, I've been like sharing these as well. If you are not already aware, I do add shorts now. I'm trying to get into actually posting all of the content that I make everywhere, because I fell out of love with YouTube for a long time because I really struggled on here mentally once upon a time. But I'm posting more regularly. I'm trying to get back to who I was when this all began, which is a really exciting and lovely feeling. But I've always been a bit of a Christmas crafter, and I've always made things, but I have just especially enjoyed doing it this year. I've tried out the little paper star craft, so I've made this. I've got them dotted up everywhere. I don't know if you can really see, but I've done like loads of little videos. So if you haven't already seen, go and have a look at my little shorts and stuff, because you'll just see me in my element. But if you feel like you need just a chance to slow down, but you also feel like sometimes you want to feel a bit productive too, I can really recommend giving some of these a go, because they add so much like joy and whimsy and festivity into your household. But you also will get a lot of like pleasure from doing it, because it's so so therapeutic. I've just really been enjoying it. So I've got my paper stars, I've got my garlands up over there, I've got my paper bag snowflakes, which you'll see like in the background and stuff. And honestly, this room I have renamed the Christmas room at the moment because it is just such a pleasant place to be. It is just full of Christmas. And yeah, that is everything. So I hope you enjoyed following along. I hope you've enjoyed these little suggestions and stuff as well. And I hope you're having a really lovely run up to Christmas. If you are a parent or caregiver, I know that this is an especially intense time of year, but let me be the first to say it if nobody else has. You are bloody awesome. You're doing a fantastic job, and your family, your loved ones, your children, they are so lucky to have you. And just to everyone generally, this time of year can be so up and down. It can be really reflective, it can make you ponder a lot of things, it can make you especially miss those that you've lost. And I just want to send loads of love, and I hope you're still able to find loads of joy. Find it everywhere, and I hope that you are feeling loved and festive. And yeah, I will see you all very soon.